Welcome back, everyone. We've got a new Zerospace cast view. It is a quarterfinal match, a best of 5, and spawning in the southeast corner of the map in blue as the Protectorate, we've got Catz.
Yeah, Catz opting for that early Harvester and opting for the early Scout on the other end of the map in the top left. We have Arrival of the Birds in the teal playing as the Legion.
The Mera hero coming out here for Catz. Interesting to see. A hero that we've not seen in the tournament so far. One that I'm quite excited to see how she ventures up against the Legion. Taking control of the, critters at least for now. Looking to get the central control tower with the Legion in the form of Arrival of the Birds. With Krieger going up in the northeast.
Yeah, Krieger is a Sabertooth pet. Kind of have the 2 heroes for the price of 1 deal, capping that tower a little bit faster than other heroes too, because there's 2 units there.
Yeah, now, as far as I'm aware, Sabertooth, how does it work? Because I believe this does actually increase in abilities and size and everything, but is it a case of the more units that Legion lose, the Sabertooth gets more powerful, or is it more Sabertooth kills because it gets a bit stronger?
Yeah, so specific units, the Sabertooth kind of cannibalizes its own dead units. So the Exalted, the Rhinos that we see there, and the Mammoths, when those come out, when those die near the Sabertooth, it gets just a little bit stronger, but you can actually get an upgrade for Krieger that makes it stronger still. So if there's a lot of Rhinos coming out, sometimes players will get that, and we'll end up with a really huge Sabertooth by the end of the game. It can be a devastating, deadly force if you opt into that route of play.
I see. Well, Sabertooth and Krieger using the movement ability to get across the map a little bit quicker. Now, Mera has, I believe, the ability to switch between a melee and ranged attack. Is that right? Also a shield. Is that still something in the game?
Yeah, absolutely. She can do that. Right after she switches, she gets a little bonus when she goes to her range attack. And her melee weapon, when she hits, increases her attack speed a bit with each hit. So the more she hits with that sword, the scarier she becomes, and then she can switch to that range weapon and finish off heroes that she gets low. That's usually the way it goes. Holding on to that shield so far, probably going to pop it here to survive. There it is.
Oh,
and survives long enough to dash out. Yep.
Nice dash out of there. It was a close one.
Bird's wasting no time using that new talent, throwing down that instant conduit right on the middle tower to boost up Krieger's energy right where he is, because that conduit has that purple energy bar, gives that energy to nearby units, is really nice when using those Exalted and heroes.
Yeah, couple of Valkyrie shock troopers as well for, well, it looks like, that's for Catz, is that right?
Catz.
Yeah,
yep.
It looks like it.
Yeah, Catz and the Protectorate opted with that too. Unfortunately, the player colors are a little bit similar here, but Catz is loving those shock troopers. They deal nice damage in an area of effect, so you can dodge the shots, but if you don't, they're hitting a lot of things.
Yeah, making his way northeast now, and well, with 3 control towers for Birds, he should be getting those talents relatively quickly. They're both on 1 talent already. Improved conduits, as you said. Soap, he's already deployed that. Improved beam up for the Protectorate with quite a few commandos. Krieger coming in with a piercing shot, Mera with the shield, and those commandos.
Nice heal from that Harvester too, bringing all those Protectorate units back up to full strength. And now Rival of the Birds is on the run. He is almost definitely researching that Maul upgrade for the Rhinos, and once that's done, those Rhinos can start slowing and dealing extra damage to units, but until then, Protectorate should have the edge here.
Yeah, looks like the Rhinos now looking to try and bite Mera to pieces, but she's a strong one. She's going to hold on for now with the commandos backing her up. She's using the jump jet as well. A piercing shot comes out from Krieger. Krieger will go down. And so the Protectorate units are really starting to build up some momentum. Rhinos come from the right side though. We're trying to get a flank maybe. Just ignore them.
Rhinos are very fast, so they can kind of run circles around these units if they want to. Jumping down, maybe trying to snipe Mera, maybe not. Looks like some of them ran by and are attacking the base here. This base heals each other. Base buildings for Protectorate have those healing drones, so it takes a while to chunk down those bases.
Yeah, and with the defensive reinforcements, probably not going to achieve what he wanted to. Wasn't able to take a barracks. The commander's going to get some free shots here, it seems. The Rhinos, the Exalted, will be able to get out of there in the end. So 2 bases for both players. No, it doesn't look like either one's gone for 3rd base just yet. Both players looking to get those units out. Keep control of the map. Might lose this idle conduit. In fact, most certainly will. That's a lot of Exalted
with the Talon, it's not a huge loss. Yeah, the Exalted are in mass now. I assume they have that Maul upgrade. And once they have that purple energy bar, we'll know it's done. Maybe not yet. Birds did get the talent that lets him gain XP a lot faster. So that talent at tier 2 doesn't give him any advantage other than getting more talents faster. But with that, he's already on to level 3. So all these units with the purple top bar are even faster and made even faster.
Well, this Terror tank is exposed. I mean, if it's spotted early, maybe Catz can take it out. But he's got something to deal with at home because these rhinos are going right for this advanced factory. If it takes it out, it could be a big one.
The beast. Catz drops the beast. It's defending all by itself.
And it's just enough to hold on to that advanced factory as well. And with that, the Terror tank has been built, but it's almost going down. He needs to save that if he can, and he doesn't.
Oh my gosh. He does. He picks it up. I was going to say it's definitely worth losing the hero for. No big deal to lose Mira. Heroes respawn for free after a while. Now, losing all this army is a big deal, though. You don't want to lose all of these commandos. Catz does recall a few of them. Sniping that Terror tank was big, but Birds comes out ahead in the end.
Yeah, taking the Terror tank was a bit of a win, but losing, as you say, those units means the Terror tank didn't go down in vain for the Legion. He's starting to group up once again on the west. 3rd base expansion out there for Catz. Looking to eke out a bit of a lead economy-wise, and if you can hold on to it, he'd be in a good spot. It's got the top bar ability, of course, with the Valkyrie Beast. We've seen it for the first time today, adding in a couple of the Titans as well. But these Exalted, they're starting to run around, cause some havoc, taking out Harvester, jumping down the ramp, just really using the mobility.
Yeah, both players trying to have pretty mobile armies here. Catz using that Harvester heal again nicely to get those commandos back up to full health. That Valkyrie Beast kind of being the frontline unit for the whole army. But look what we have in the north here.
Yep, another terror tank. Yeah. It's a familiar picture for the Legion. There's a bit of a chasing thing going on here. Catz not letting up.
Yeah, I think this is one of those situations where Catz is kind of chasing Bird's army, but when Birds gets the right fight, he's going to pounce back. There's 2 Terror tanks done, actually. My goodness, this is terrifying.
Yeah, he stunned the army. Catz finding it difficult to get out of there, and those Exalted running right after them. Krieger setting up a piercing shot, didn't quite land it, but those commandos, the army for Catz is just going down so quickly. They're being stunned. These Exalted are doing absolutely everything they need to be doing. They're chasing down, they're stunning the armies so they can't retreat. And now Birds is in a really good supply lead.
Yeah, Bird's really just setting a trap there, saying like, hey, I have a Terror tank I don't think you know about. I've got Maul done on these rhinos. I've got more of them than you think. He's level 4 in talents now, which is a big level, buffs the whole army. And kind of just saying like, I'm going to wait for the right moment and then pounce. And that pounce was a big moment, and I think it's all over. I don't think Catz can recover from it.
The timing of it was impeccable. He just cleared out all the commandos, and the Strider's going to come out, but it's going to come out to, well, a GG getting called with the arrival of the Birds, taking game number 1 in this best of 5. Don't go anywhere. Plenty of games coming away, of course. Catz, by no means out of it. We'll be excited to see how he responds in game number 2. Welcome back, everyone, to game number 2, spawning in the northwest corner of the map, playing in green. We've got Arrival of the Birds, playing as the Grell.
And in the opposite corner here on the southeast of the map, I had to think about that for way too long. In the blue, we have Catz also playing as the Grell, in our first Grell vs. Grell of the day.
Yeah, but different choices of heroes. We've got Tork and Monda coming in for Birds, and we've got Vinthra coming in for Catz. Catz going for, well, there's 4 control towers. Coastal Outpost, one of our bigger maps, I believe, with 4 control towers, and so they've got more to choose from. Torquemada making quick work of these little critters, getting a little bit of extra hexite for it. Now look at the position, because Catz has gone for the northern side of the map, he might potentially be able to get all 3 control towers, unless Torquemada go for a bit of a bypass route around the edge, or maybe they could just try and take a fight up against Vinthra. No Seedling, though, to take advantage of for Vinthra just yet, although there it was. Oh, it was. In fact, Torquemada took care of it.
Yeah, Catz and Birds have played a lot over the time, which is appropriate given their names too. And Catz, knowing Birds might come harass this, Built infrastructure right up there at the front. Those nourishing pods we see, that closed Venus flytrap looking plant gets heals the units near it. So Catz with the advantage here manages to take out Mondar, bully away Torque, and keep his harvester alive. So well built there.
Yep.
Using the using the infrared teleport to move about 20 feet just to get to that top tower a little faster. I like that.
Yeah, trying to take advantage of every little second they can get, and we'll take control of the tower. So talents should be coming in a little bit faster here for Catz.
Yeah, for sure. I can't see how much money they're making right now, but it looks like birds might have expanded slightly faster.
Yep, certainly. It's going to be the Valkyrie mercenaries there.
I'm wrong. Catz expanded 10 seconds faster. It's almost an identical timing on a lot of their infrastructure here.
Yeah, but Catz is pushing in. He's got a couple of the Chakri warriors. Vinthra on the right side might be able to take out one of the incubators, which would be a big deal, because take out production capability, of course. It's going to be close though, because a couple of the mercenaries do just pop out the Valkyrie shock trooper, so I don't think Catz is going to have a too pleasant a time. He's going to might have to pull back from this, because the defender's advantage should be in favour of Birds. Losing a couple of units though.
Yeah, that first brood guard going down. It's nice to actually fully pick those off, because otherwise they heal up and they come back and spawn a whole nother group of spiderlings at you. So finishing that one off is a nice victory for Catz, who's taken the supply lead and definitely putting the pressure on birds.
Yeah, he's got his first talent as well. He's got bionourishment, so he's going to get a little bit extra healing. He's pulling ahead, at least in that front.
And that's nice, because that Vinthra ability we saw earlier, where she eats a unit or damages a unit to heal herself, she can also self-cast it and damage herself to heal all the units around her. So with that extra healing, Vinthra's heal gets to be really nice.
Bit of a run by with the spiderlings. Around the right side, maybe just a bit of scouting.
Run by. Maybe. They're small, but they still give you vision and can be annoying to your opponent.
Yeah, forcing Catz to just think twice about moving out. Most of his army is down in the south, though. Interestingly, already, we're already sort of 4 minutes into the game, and the two control towers on the west side of the map haven't been taken. Just shows you how active both players have been on this northern side.
Yeah, absolutely. Some games players are content to kind of share the towers for a while, but other games they're fighting non-stop, and there's no time to take one.
Well, Catz, though, making the most of it now. Doesn't mean the birds have got the one in the north. He has actually picked up the talents of the cultivator range. So again, a bit of a change up in the decision making between the two players. He wants the nourishing pod and cultivator vision a little bit more than he does the bionourishment.
Yep, so birds will maybe see what's coming at him a little bit before Catz. I like this moment when the grass around the map, both players have been big on their grass spread in this direction, so that it meets. Somewhere right around this tower is where Catz's grass becomes bird's grass. And that will matter if players get the stealth stinger upgrade. We'll see them appear right at that point.
It's got a couple of these brood guys as well, the brood guards. Valkyrie shock troopers, they can do some big damage. They used to have some crazy area effect damage. Now, they had been nerfed recently, or relatively recently, but they're still looking to be a popular choice. Birds choosing them today.
Yeah, especially once they're infused. They're strong units. The opponent has to respect them. Pumping up too much is deadly.
Rageborn, one of them did go down, but he's pushing hard here, Catz. But there's a lot of range units, adding in a couple of lashes. So Bird's looking to use range units to his advantage. Doesn't have too much of a front line though, so it's got to be careful, because the Rageborn will be quite happy with just to push on in.
Yeah, Catz exhausting the energy on these nourishing pods means that there's not a lot more healing coming out for birds. So even though the nourishing pods gave birds the advantage early in this fight, if Catz is able to keep pushing, the advantage should swing in his favor.
Alright, so both players going for talents which are orientated around their mercenaries. Mercenary cooldown for birds has been improved, and then we've got the revive coming out for Catz. Catz keeps on pushing.
Yep, so the next chakra unit Catz loses, he's going to get revived at the temple right away. But he might not mind losing one soon to use up that cooldown and start it on cooldown again.
He's got 3 of the towers as well, so he's going to be content the fact that he's always going to be a little bit ahead in terms of gaining XP. He's gone for his 3rd talent. Gone for battle infusion as well, so Infusion will be 4 times faster. That's going to be increasing the attack and move speed for 10 seconds. That's going to be a big advantage, especially if he gets his 4th control tower, because it'll be a lot more difficult for birds to match it anytime soon.
Yeah, that's a big moment, especially if you have some top bar energy free, which right now both players are using up their energy as quickly as it comes in. But if he saves up some of that, Catz can have a big moment with a lot of units with extra attack and move speed.
Birds did go for 3rd base, but that is under pressure. Birds is going to go for the counterattack in just a moment. Looks like he's going to go for the primary base. Well, he's going to scout out this. Nothing there, though, for Catz.
Yeah, is Birds going to go for that main base, or is he going to just decide to come home? I think he is. He's going for the main. The main mine's 150% of what the other bases mine until it mines out. It's got 6 extractors instead of 4. It's like a base and a half. So if taking that out is not a fair trade with just taking out an expansion.
Yeah, some big shots there from the Valkyrie shock troopers as well. The base goes down.
That base is down. Now if the extractors go down, they rebuild one at a time if the base is rebuilt. So it's a really big deal to take out these extractors. Birds knows that. Birds is taking care of them. Catz coming home the old-fashioned way, it looks like. Maybe I missed a recall, but not able to get to that base in time. Has taken the top right base, but Birds has the advantage now.
Yeah, it was a big play there by Birds. He called it, and he got the lashes to do some super amounts of damage, and they're pretty fast on their feet, so it's going to be able to retreat. Well, he decides to take the fight anyway. Why not? It's got numbers advantage, and Catz is in a really spot of bother. He lost the base, and now he's losing his army here.
Yeah, Catz went for the tech lead and actually got one of those Weavers out. I would have really loved to have seen that ability, but Bird sniped the Weaver before it could cast it. The Weaver ability, the poison grenade. Oh, look.
Ghost
the
crabs.
Ghost crabs. I'm choosing not to use them yet.
He's not revealed his hand just yet, but he's going to be falling behind here, Catz, without that primary base. He's got to find a way to deal with this. What's all this red hue around these Valkyrie hounds? What's going on? Is it top bar ability?
It is that Valkaru, or sorry, not Valkaru. It's the Improved Infusion, the Battle Infusion, excuse me. So right after they're infused, they get that attack and move speed bonus. That's what we were seeing there. Oh, that's just scaring Birds with the crabs. I don't think he wants to detonate them. I think he just wants to zone with them right now.
Yeah, Catz trying to push in, but it probably doesn't feel like it's
look at the base. Look to the right. This is Birds with the backstab. Those lasher groups. Now the ghost crabs taking out a lot of the lashers, but the lashers got the base first.
Yeah, they did what they needed to
This
do.
is devastating.
We've seen this time and time again from Birds from previous tournaments. Actually, it reminds me now what he's up to. He does a lot of these run bys, and boy, does he do them well.
Yeah, Birds is one of the best run by players in Zerospace, maybe the best at it. Just constantly, you're in a fight and you think, hey, I'm winning this fight, and then you look and Birds is in your base, and it is a brutal moment.
Yeah, he's defending with the mercenaries, with the shock troopers, and he's being aggressive with the lashes.
Yeah, I really loved the way Catz played here. I loved Catz's tech. I like seeing the ghost crabs. I love seeing the Weaver. I'll talk about their ability after the game, but it's Birds who I think has pretty much closed this out.
Yeah, it came down to timing. It feel like he managed to pull the army into the middle of the map from Catz, and that was the perfect time for Birds to go around the back. Took the primary and then did some more damage again. And Catz's army kind of pulled in 2 different directions. Now it's pulled in every direction because, well, the Grell always threatening to attack from every angle, at least from the northwest Grell.
So far, I'm not sure. Maybe he does know. This might be the moment Birds learns there's a base in the northeast corner. So far, Catz has been able to zone him away from that, so he's not totally sure. That base could be any number of places.
Yeah, Catz can still get back
battle
in the
infusion. Big battle infusion from Catz. I think Catz is almost entirely dead, but he's very good at micro, and he's a very innovative player. So if anybody can come back from way behind, it's Catz. It's going to be a monstrous hill to climb.
Yeah, absolutely, especially if the lashes do start to join up with the main force and take a big fight, which it looks like he's doing now. That's just going to put pressure on the last remaining base that Catz has, although having said that, the primary base is up and running again, slowly but surely, with the extractors, but it's going to take some time for Catz to build that up again.
That's right. The extractors do build for free after a base is built and automatically, so it's not something that takes a lot of attention, but it is something that takes a lot of time when you're rebuilding all 6 extractors.
Now, somehow, Catz is starting to win these fights again. And if he can keep up pumping
Catz
these
wins
numbers...
this game, that would be an incredible comeback. Now here's the mass battle infuse from Birds. Catz needs to back off a little bit and respect that those battle infused shock troopers are terrifying. Otherwise he's going to lose a lot. He is dodging some of those shots. It's hard to dodge them when they come in so fast. Now the battle infuse wore off. Catz can push in.
Yeah, there's not too much of a meat shield for these Valkyrie shock troopers, so he felt confident about pushing in, but he's holding off for now. But with such a base
even
advantage...
though it may look like that's not doing any damage. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
The Inthra ability there that's doing a little bit of damage to everyone is draining all those nourishing pods of their energy, which means they won't be able to heal much anymore. So even when it looks like it's not doing anything, it's helping in the next wave.
And this is starting to build up a lot of these Chakra warriors. That's going to be hard to break down. It's expanded yet again, the southwest, though.
Yeah, Bird's definitely with a big economic lead still, but Catz up in supply. The micro from these fights from Catz, really nice. It's really fun to watch him manage to claw his way back as much as he has. I thought this was over. I was obviously, as we all heard, calling it. So it's really exciting to see how Catz has been able to make a game of it again.
Absolutely. From a position where he almost seemed down and out, he's making a game of it, and this game's not over yet. Get a couple more victories in these fights, these little battles, and he's taken out both Torque and Mondar, and it keeps getting better and better for Catz.
Yeah, the Valkyrie Beast is getting called in for Birds to try to protect his forward location there.
Yeah, and he's soaking up a lot of the damage output.
Cat's able to get level 5 first, but Birds just gets it right as I say that. So both players even on talents now.
Both got access to Tree of Life, and Catz has got another base coming on the right side. So he, behind all these great little battles and skirmishes, he's getting his economy back up and running again. He's got the Tree of Life as well.
That's a very aggressive Tree of Life. Birds with the Tree of Life right on top of Catz's Tree of Life. Catz is going to focus down the Birds tree, but Birds with so much damage from the shock troopers taking the supply lead.
Yeah, he focused on the tree. And, well, looks like his army's starting to dwindle, though actually, I mean, it is a bit tricky because he's still got his tree, right? So Catz, he's taken a really decent fight because of the tree that's still remaining. And it's actually Birds who has to back away.
Unbelievable. Yeah, Bird's trying to just drain the tree's energy with that area of effect damage, using the Tobot to pull everything together and then knock it down, but the tree resurrected it, and Cat's able to keep the tree alive. And that tree having energy still means it's still resurrecting units.
Yeah, bear in mind, Catz is on 3 bases, so his economy is not terrible. He's only 1 base behind, so all things considered, Catz is actually in a really, really good position, considering where he was 10 minutes ago.
And we just hit this weird moment where because Catz lost both the first and second base, none of Cat's bases, except maybe the northeast, but even that one I think are mined out. So Birds' main base is mined out now, so it's only mining at 25%, and Catz's are not. So Cat's economy might actually be a little bit better.
Yeah, this is absolutely insane. It feels like he's turned the tide, you know, with all these mercenaries coming on. He's right on top of the ramp, he's knocking at his door, and Birds, he might not have anywhere to fly away. Because all this army from Catz just keeps on coming on forward.
I am amazed at how this game has gone. I have to admit, I'm kind of hoping Catz does complete the comeback just because it was so unlikely.
Yeah, he's looking in a good spot, and this Tree of Life is offering him so much. Not only is it obviously doing what it's doing, but it gives him a fallback location, and it pins Birds right back at home.
Yeah, and he also has these little, you can see the purple bar of energy. Some of these Chakru cultists, they're called, that can stealth and heal a unit as long as they have energy. So with that extra healing talent he got right in the beginning of the game, Catz has moved into a composition that really favors him here with the Tree of Life and with those Chakru cultists they've been through.
Yeah, without...
Here comes the Mass Infuse, Battle Infuse, working for both players, but mostly for Catz right now.
This is an insane fight because these lashes for Birds, they're focusing, they have to be fighting here, right? He can't afford to do another run by, otherwise he will lose this position. And it's because of Catz's pressure, this unrelenting pressure is forcing Birds back, and it feels like it's turning. It feels like Catz is in a really strong position. And he's always got that Tree of Life to go back to if he needs to.
Yeah, Bird's saving up for his own Battle Infuse, I think, up to 25 power now. Maybe going to drop another Tree of Life here alternatively. Oh, and for the first time, we see Tier 6. These are a whole new tier of talents we didn't have in the last test. Infuse up. So Catz gets an instant 50 energy, which I think we saw him use with that Battle Infuse a moment ago. But he can infuse units a second time. So if we zoom in a little bit, it'll be even more clear. But these Shock Crew Warriors, some of them are just massive. They've been infused twice. They have even more extra hit points, damage. So they're extra scary and extra hard to kill.
Yeah, I was leaning into the Ghost Crabs
Bird's
as well.
got the level 6 talent too.
He's gone for the Valkyrie rage, rather.
Yeah, so every time a unit dies nearby Valkyrie mercenaries, they get extra attack speed, an extra 15% attack speed, and it stacks like crazy. So we could see a moment where the Valkyrie just are attacking insanely fast, dealing huge damage.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
Nice
Catz
to see
is
the
now
variety.
expanding once again. The momentum is really with him now, and he's all over the map exactly where he needs to be. He's vacated the Tree of Life, but he's just got so many units. He's going back to one of the control towers. And yet another Tree of Life, but this time it's coming out for Bird. So this is going to be an important fight. I'm not sure if... Oh, he takes out the Tree of Life first, and then he focuses on the fight. This is going to be a close one, but there's a lot of troopers here for the Valkyrie from Birds. Not sure if it's quite enough, though. Looks like Catz will win the fight. Another beast comes out there for Birds, just to hold on for a little bit longer, but as the game goes on and on and on, Catz is looking in a stronger and yet more stronger position. He's even taking the expansions. Yeah, he's really clogging up the map, and Birds, he's not able to fly too far. He's got a base down in the southwest, but he's only on a double base. Catz's economy is even better, and there it is. GG gets called. Birds has to tap out, and Catz,
Unbelievable.
from a seemingly really bad position, somehow claws his way back into the game. He was able to pounce back in with Birds nowhere to fly away. Welcome back, everyone. Game number 3 in this best of 5 set. And geez, if anything was to go by that second game, hopefully we're in for a banger for the third. And in this third game, spawning in the northwest in green, we've got Catz playing as the Legion.
Here opposite him in the bottom right-hand corner, in the blue, playing as the Protectorate, we have Arrival of the Birds.
Yep, and we have arrived on Ascension with Krieger coming out the piercing shot and the Dread Hero coming out for Birds. 2 heroes with a ranged attack, so a lot of pew-pew guns out there trying to focus fire on these critters. And they're going to go after 3 control towers. Krieger getting a decent piercing shot there. And, well, I'm kind of curious because we've had some great games in the set so far. The Legion versus the Protectorate.
Yeah, I mean, 1-to-1, these players are a close matchup. Catz opting to go for Rhaegar and Sammy the Sabretooth. And Arrival of the Birds with his favorite hero, the Dread Hero, meaning he's also got the Dread Raider Mercenaries. And we've seen that Dread Hero with some nice micro possibilities. It can jump up and down cliffs, it can stealth and leave a mine behind. So just really elusive. And of course, it's got that sticky bomb, which is a fun stun. So
Yeah.
we'll see how these hero duels pan out. So far, Catz getting the better end of it.
Certainly, I mean, the stuns in the game from a lot of the heroes are great, but I gotta say, the Dread Hero one is probably one of my favorite. Probably, I guess, maybe one of the harder ones to execute. Once it does, it looks good. You'll be able to slow a lot of these critters down and
Yeah.
make sure tries to get as much value from this as you can.
Yeah, if you want to guarantee a stun but get a small area, you can put it on a low health unit and then kill that unit, and it'll stun the units immediately around it. But if you wait for it to get to its full size, they have a chance to move the unit out of their army. But if it does hit, it hits everything. It's a huge area. So Sticky Bomb, one of my favorite abilities. I think, and I'm not totally sure because Catz does a lot of different things, but I think right now there's a good chance we're going to see some of those Exalted, the Rhinos, their Maul ability versus Bastions with their area of effect hitting really far into the army. And it'll be a matter of splitting versus how well the Bastions can take advantage of their area of effect attack.
Yeah, so and in game number 1 in this series, we did see, of course, Birds go for a lot of the bestiaries, go for a lot of the Exalted, and he made good work of them. Looks like Catz is going to be following suit. And we've seen a lot of graphical updates for Zerospace. It looks absolutely fantastic. I've got to say, I love the fact that you can see the outline of the units in the buildings. It's a really nice touch. And, I mean, Zerospace is looking absolutely phenomenal. We saw early stages of development in previous playtests. It was already looking good. It just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, this is another lighting pass and some more artwork done, and especially on those Legion structures. But on all the structures, you can tell when they're producing now, the lights are a lot brighter. There's even a couple of units that when their abilities off cooldown, they get a little light that shows up. So I'll try to point those out if we see them. I think they're on the Grell side, so not this game. But the lighting has really made a big improvement to readability of the game and just overall look. I'm a big fan.
A couple of sandbags coming in as well, so making sure the base is walled up before he ventures out, which he's doing now. Sticky bomb on the Saber. Down the pet goes. Krieger going to need to maybe replace him. And he comes back again, I guess. Fortunately for him, he's lost his favourite pet. Piercing shot comes out. Dread Hero could go down here, but if he doesn't back out, he does use the Shadow Walk, so able to run on out. Accompanied with some commandos to follow this up.
Yeah, and I think we just saw Catz attempt a pretty cool moment there. It didn't quite work out because Birds is savvy to it and dodged, but if those Rhinos, if those Exalted, can jump down from cliffs but not up, but if they land on your unit, it stuns your unit for a second. So he tried to jump some of those down onto Birds' army. It almost worked. Would have been a really fun moment if it had. Meanwhile, Bird's using the sandbag to block a lot of shots and protect himself as he takes that mid tower.
Yeah, a couple of talents coming on through. For Catz, we have got the War Experience, giving additional experience, which is going to be nice for him, of course, as he kills more units. And then we've got improved veterancy for the Protectorate. Certainly a big part of their faction design. Get these units to live for long enough and fight long enough, they'll get the improvements with the veterancy. So these commanders can try and scale a little bit, although you might need some striders to help with that. Here come the sandbags again for Birds rather, to make sure that the army isn't completely decimated. Can always go behind them.
Yeah, Bird's able to send off just a couple of commandos to the sides to get all 3 towers and start to try to take an XP lead, but the result of that is Catz maybe getting the better end of this fight. Hero goes down.
Exalted, they're proving really powerful. He's even added in a Mammoth, which is a great unit. I've not seen too much of it, but as far as I believe, you can actually mount other units, other infantry, whether it be thralls, ranged thralls, even Steel Sworn, onto it. And hopefully we'll see that in the game.
Yeah, and there it is right there. A Steel Sworn, and one of the nice things is you can even mount the zombie units on it from the
Okay.
Legion. Oh, it's going to go down. No, it gets armor. It gets a whole new effect that it has visible armor and everything. And it gets a whole bunch of armor when you mount the Steel Sworn on it. The ranged thralls give it a lot more move speed, so they can close with enemy units faster. And wow, this fight's really going.
I mean, Birds has got a great economy behind this. Third base, and he's winning the fights as well. Catz is in a bit of a sticky position, but we've said that before, and well, we've seen some crazy things happen. This time, Birds is really diving on. Adding some Dread Snipers as well. Setting up shop. Oh, I love this play though. Look at Birds with the aggressive sandbags, just to force enemies another way around. Let's come from the left side with the Dread Raiders.
Yeah, Catz with the interesting, diverse army, defending at his base, trying to make use of his structures to defend, but Bird's doing saying, I have structures too. Here come sandbags. They can block shots also.
Yeah. It's a great demonstration of that ability in this match, actually, and, well, it's definitely proving influential. We've got even one of the newer units, the Dark Disciple, coming up for Catz. But he doesn't have many units behind here. So Birds is really starting to push in a lot further than Catz would like, and bear in mind, Birds is on 3 bases, so he's got a good economy behind this push as well.
Yep, and both players with Dread means they both have sandbags. Catz fighting behind his own sandbags right now. And that Dark Disciple, really strong unit when it has that top bar on it, when it can stay alive. Birds would love to snipe that. Catz really needs to keep it alive.
Yeah, the range on it looks incredibly good. That's a great unit to defend with.
Yeah, I got a range up since our last It's our last cast.
Ooh, birds.
I hope we see another man.
Well, looks like he's going for the second base here. About to be taking it out, although he comes back in time here, Catz. Should be able to hold. We shall see. Sandbags though. We'll see who that's for. And it does look like it's for birds. Just to make a bit of a choke point. He's really going for that base, but I don't think he achieves it in the end, although he might. Now that he's got a backline with the Hellfire, going to try and drag Catz's army in if he can. But these are steel swarms, so they're going to swarm right on in. Looks like birds will have to fly on out of there. That's exactly what he does. He does it. He jump jets out there with the commandos. And he is on the retreat.
And just to save that Hellfire, that expensive unit. So that was a nice save on that recall, but definitely can't stay here between the Sabertooth growing bigger and bigger with all those exalted kills and the Steel Swarm. That has a front line to be afraid of now.
Yeah, the Steel Swarm really looking good with this.
They do manage to surround and take down that Hellfire that got recalled. Nice pickoff.
Yeah, prized unit to take off. He's going to get another Hellfire as well. And the Dread Hero and the Raiders. Well, the Dread Raiders rather, looking really good. Managed to pick off, but he's just taking a massive fight here. And it looks like Catz is going to lose it. Low. Still Steel Swarm in good numbers.
I can't believe how well Catz has pushed this back. It looked really bad for him for a moment. I thought his third base was going down. Never count Catz out. The Dread Flamer getting healed by the Griffin on the Protectorate side for birds. It's going to be really obnoxious for Catz to deal with, though. Might push the whole game back.
Yeah. The good thing for birds, though, whilst he has been pushed back, as you say, he's got some premium units. He's got his Juggernaut. He's got his Griffin.
There's that Juggernaut flame ability, but it goes down. That Mammoth and those Dark Disciples are really good against it. I expect, yes, here we go. This Dark Disciple on a Mammoth can cast Storm. It's a whole new ability, and there it is. Right there. Looks like it's already been upgraded. Hitting all those units in that base. It is deadly. But the Mammoth with the Dark Disciple on it can't do much else. It's pretty squishy, and it goes down.
Yeah, great showcase of that ability. I was kind of waiting for it. It was lovely to see it in action in this match. But there's a terror tank. We've had some terrorizing moments, and now we've got another terror tank on the field. Looks like Catz has built his economy, and he's starting to afford these. He's got his third base as well now, so, well, we might see a couple more of these.
I think this is a prime moment, and I don't know if they'll do it, but this is a prime moment for a Bird's backstab. Like, the main army of Catz is terrifying. Bird needs to get something done. That third base is low. I'd love to see him backstab over there.
Yeah, but this is such a strong army from Catz, right? You've got Dark Disciples, you've got terror tanks. Granted, we do see some Juggernauts, not a unit we've seen a lot of for Protectorate, but it's here. It's got a backline as well with 2 artilleries, 2 Hellfires. But there just doesn't seem too much of a front line now for birds. He's got some sandbags and some buildings to hide behind. Slowly but surely, Catz building up some momentum, and it looks like he's got his 4th base building as well, as does birds. But the economy relatively even. It's just that the army there just looking a little bit better for Catz as he recalls a big chunk of his army.
Let's look. Birds did it. It's like he heard me. Look at the top, the north side of the map. Birds took out that base.
It's all gone down. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to follow him. He's even taken out a couple of these extractors in the second base, so he's definitely got a really good run by.
Yeah, and there's his run by units down here just south of where the camera is. Managing to get out with a little bit of it is a Dread Flamer and some Commandos. That Dread Flamer that's been surviving for so long now. Taking out a base and doing some work, and now Bird's on the aggressive with that Strider.
Yeah, Catz might need to be careful with this army. Could get caught because Birds is actually kind of in between his army and his base. Looks like he is trying to zone him back. Catz might need to recall if he
There's
can.
a Storm on all those Commandos and that Strider. That's a lot of damage. Commandos managed to jump out of the worst of it. That Strider sieges up now. That's going to give range and damage and armor to all the units nearby. Really strong bonus. Catz is going to want to focus down that Strider.
Yeah, he's going to lose his Mammoth. He's got to save that Terror Tank though if he can, because he lost a lot of units in this fight, and the last thing you want to do is to lose that Terror Tank, especially after losing a big chunk of his economy. But as long as he's got some army, you can never count Catz out.
That's right. Yeah, Catz was down in supply. Catz is up in supply. Catz is now down in supply. That Terror Tank, though, is such a big deal. It goes down. Might be the end.
Yeah,
I don't know if even
huge.
Catz can come back from this.
Absolutely huge. Juggernaut Flame goes on, and he will be taking down this base expansion, and he's got a lot of army and supply behind this. Question is, can Catz somehow hold on? He's done it once before, so we can never really count him out. But surely this time, look at the supply difference, and the army from Birds, the quality of it is probably the big difference. Although he may want a bit more of a meat shield in front, although there's not much challenging those Hellfires just as we speak. As more commandos pop out, he might be sniping out another terror
Hellfires
tank.
are good against Dread. Yeah, he looked at this. Birds dropping those. Birds dropping sandbags to prevent the terror tank from running away.
Yeah, great play.
Just boxed it in with that virtual sandbags and went the game.
This time, the sandbags were in the way of a great escape. Catz couldn't escape this one. It will be Birds taking a bit of a lead in this series, but it is a best of 5, so still some work to be done by Birds. We'll see if Catz can bring one back. Wouldn't count him out. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are heading into game number 4 in this absolutely phenomenal series. It's a quarterfinal match, and we'll Catz spawning in the southwest in blue as the Legion.
And in the opposite corner, in the top right here, spawning as the green Grell, very appropriate, is Arrival of the Birds on match point.
Welcome everyone to Tenebris. We've seen this map rather I should say, in a previous match, and it's been a lot about choke points. And we've seen Birds doing fantastic run-bys. We shall see if he will have such luck doing so again. Especially on a map with choke points, with Vinthra. Speaking of, we'll talk about choke points later, because what we see now is Vinthra going really toe-to-toe with the Inquisitress. Now, do we see a little seedling to be able to use? The Inquisitress does have an ability to kind of consume, rebuild, and reheal. I think, is that the one there? Seedling going down the south. They can just scout out what the Legion are up to, which is they're up to a second base expansion.
Yeah, Grell has a fun ability to infuse their seedlings. It takes 2 energy, so you can do it 30 seconds into the game. So instead of building a scout from your base like the other factions can, you can infuse a seedling, and then instead of it building buildings for you and stuff, it flies around and kind of becomes your de facto scout. So we may see some seedlings flying throughout the game.
Yeah, absolutely important. Of course, with most RTS games, you need that scouting information to see what you're up against. And while both players going for second base expansion, I feel like Tenebris is one of these maps where you kind of want to macro early because of the choke points. Typically, you see games seem to go to the lake stages, and looks like today may not be any different, with both players opting for the macro opening.
Yeah, for sure. I would like to see one thing we haven't seen too much of from the Legion yet, and that would be using the Mammoths with their third rider, their ranged thrall, which gives them a lot of extra move speed. And Mammoths now also have the ability to stomp. So I'm imagining Birds is going to make some lashers, and everything underneath the Mammoth while it walks takes area of effect damage. So the Mammoth can literally run up there, stomp on the lashers, and do some really good damage, or at least zone them away. So in addition to Storm and the armored Mammoths we've seen, it'll be fun to see some of those if Catz hops into them.
Yeah, nice pick on the Harvester though.
Nice.
So yeah, it's a good start there for Catz.
Yeah, really good harassment. Didn't lose anything, I don't think, and took out that Harvester, getting that bounty, stopping the mining from Birds. Really nice swing of things.
Yeah, behind all of that, going for third base, so Catz is not messing about. He's putting some aggressive positions, and is also making sure he's macroing behind this. And yeah, I mean, this is interesting, right? Catz with the third base expansion still being able to be aggressive, forcing the Grell to stay at home, at least for now.
Yeah, for sure. Birds opting into more stingers this game. I have not seen Birds with this big of a stinger force in a while early game, and I think he might be looking to get some damage done around the map, to switch 1 or 2 stingers off to take some towers, harass harvesters, maybe even some extractors or a base. The stingers won't fight this army too well head to head, so I think he's got to be looking for more of that run by.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly knows about that third base because of this seedling, or at least I believe he does. It's a nice positioning on that for that scouting. And so he's well aware of what he's up against.
Nice pick off there. Taking one of the dread cars down.
Oh, nice damage out for the Inquisitress. Slows a couple of these stingers around, but they're so fast that they're going to be able to get out of there.
Yeah, the nice thing about the stingers is they can choose where they want to take a fight. They're one of the fastest units in the whole game, and sure enough, one extractor down. 2 extractors down, and then needing to run away because that area of effect damage from that Inquisitress and the extra damage to light from the Steel Sworn just decimates them. So if they ever get stuck in a straight up fight, they're going to lose, but they don't necessarily have to.
Yeah, let's go for the main primary
going on
base.
the mid tower.
Tried to take a bit of engagement down the middle, but the main thing is that this is getting so much value. It's just a handful of stingers taking out extractors, forcing Catz back. And yeah, he's doing it again with the double-pronged attack. Although, to be fair, Catz has got the middle again, which is certainly handy. You wouldn't want to lose on both fronts, and thankfully for him, he hasn't.
Yeah, Catz maintaining that XP control, taking that tier 2 talent, and that talent advantage, and starting to build defenses around against these stingers on bases, and even by the high-yield flux.
Yep, just sticking on 2 bases for now, birds. Although it looks like he maybe got... Yeah, as I say that, there's the third prepping itself, I believe. But he's always got these stingers. I love the fact he's invested in this, because this could be a problem for Catz, right, throughout the game. He always has to be concerned about it.
Yeah. And no more Dread Mercenaries for a while for Catz, depending on how many charges he had on that, because Mercenaries build up charges over time and then build instantly once the charges are ready. That might be a big deal. If he was trying to save up charges for some late game Dread Flamers or something, that pickoff's really big.
It's gone up for the Horned Mech, one of them infused, so it's going to be a bit of a nice tanking unit. And, I mean, looks
yeah,
like
those Horned Mechs.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, those Horned Mechs just shoot that purple orb we're seeing through everything in a straight line. So you can dodge it entirely, or you can go through your whole army. It's really a unit that has a great variety of damage, but it's always good against structures. Yeah. Stinger's picking off the high yield flux.
Right on the right side, looks like the Legion trying to pick off a couple of units, but eventually the Grell with the defender's advantage will take care of it. And these stingers are everywhere. They're going left, right and centre, pulling the army all the different directions, and that mobility it offers the Grell is impressive.
Yeah. Yep, with the Stingers, Birds is making it look easy, but you have to know where the army is, because if that army catches your Stingers, they die really fast. So Birds is doing a really nice job always being where the army is not with those Stingers. And again, that's the main base.
Going right for it. And there's only one Steel Sworn, so whilst he did have the early warning with the Steel Sworn beam, I mean, so he's not going to be able to find this off. The Stingers may be able to take the Steel Sworn, but it doesn't bother. He's going to go for the Extractors. Good carpet damage out from the Inquisitress, but yeah, Stingers might go down. At least the majority of them will, but he's done a lot of damage with them.
Yeah, that was close. I think Catz had a good, really good hit with that Inquisitress, saving that one Extractor, killing a lot of the Stingers. That fight might not have been in Bird's advantage in the end. Those Extractors will rebuild in 1 minute, so
yep,
they won't be dead for too long.
Talents coming up for both players. Cultivator range, Flourishment for the Grell. Got War Experience, Vision upgrades, and Death Pact for the Legion.
Yeah, their reanimate ability is going to be 50% stronger now, so that's a nice buff to all those units with that purple orb over their head. Cat's kind of banking power right now, though, so we'll see if he wants to use a lot of it all at once. Or if he's saving it up for a couple of big units like Terror Tank.
Yeah, it looks like, Birds has always got 2 armies on the move. He's got his main army with the Randy Horned Mechs, and then he's got his Stingers. Catz.
These snipers there getting caught out from Birds, or from Catz, is a painful moment. He's gonna save one of them with some of that top bar power. Up it becomes a zombie though. Those orbs are really obnoxious. He needs to surround that. He's trying to do that, but Birds is saying, no, I'm gonna recall. No surround for you.
He brings them back home, but as he does, Stinger's on the south side. Knowing that the army was on the north from Catz, Stinger's trying to get some value. Isn't able to. I mean, the choke point's actually working pretty well here for Catz. But it's a nice idea from Birds.
Yeah, and much like our B versus Nixu game earlier with this same matchup on this same map, Legion looking for those choke point fights, looking to trap the Grell in places, and Grell saying, nope, I want the map to feel as big as possible, and I want you to feel like I'm everywhere.
Yeah, a really nice benefit of these Stingers is whilst he's getting run by, he's able to go to the control towers on the edges of the map. And as you say, it makes the map just feel that much bigger.
Absolutely, and here's the Terror Tank, the first one of this game, probably not the last. No upgrades on it yet, so just a big box that does some damage right now, not the absolute terrifying machine it will become once Catz upgrades it.
We talk about choke points. Well, we do have the ability for sandbags to be deployed as well to make things worse. But these Steel Swarm, they are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They're swarming. Good front line, but the Randy Horn mech might be a nice way to deal with those, actually. If they can get some good shots off, could be a problem for Catz.
Yeah, and if Catz does, he has a lot of power right now. I would love to see Catz do exactly what you said. Throw down the sandbags behind these Horn mechs and just trap them in and kill them, especially if they're out of range of their nourishing pods. Like right now, they stepped a little bit too far to be healed. If he throws that down, I think Catz could take a really decisive fight. Otherwise, they're going to kite, and those purple orbs just deal damage constantly.
Instead, though, he's going to go for the economy on the right side. They're both going for just being aggressive, both trying to take out infrastructure.
This is kind of all of Cat's infrastructure. Yeah, he needs to get back to base quickly and try to hang on to that.
Yeah, there's a lot of production. Pops down another Citadel instantaneously. A second Terror tank as well. The range for these Horn mechs is incredible, right? So the Terror tanks, despite the choke points, I mean, the Terror tanks will be hit by them.
Yeah, those purple orbs are hitting them, and they deal damage to the tank and the turrets that are building on the tank, if the tanks are building turrets. So the area of effect damage is really nice when you can put it right through the Terror tank like that.
Yeah, the base is pretty
Lasher's
condensed.
also dealing extra damage to heavy if they have that upgrade. And if so, they're gonna... I'm not sure that they do. But if so, they're gonna really... Not quite yet. They can deal 50% extra, 50% bonus to heavy, which Terror tanks are heavy, once they get that completed.
Yeah, it's definitely continuing the kind of run-by approach. Instead of Stingers this time, he's going for the Lashers. He should be able to take out one more base here, potentially. Although he does have a Guardian.
Lasher's much higher DPS.
Yeah.
A bit more expensive and very squishy, but not as fast as Stingers, but a lot more DPS.
The split army with Galavax as well. Good fireball ability.
Big fireball.
It almost felt like it barely dented these guys. These guys have got 675 HP, but I suspect he's got a decent amount of armor. Is that right?
They are infused, so they're a lot tougher now than they are when you first make them. Birds have put a lot of his energy into them, as well as a lot of his economy and mercenary charges. So those are the investment backbone of Birds' army right now. Catz, similar again to the BMXU game, trying to use towers to deny this base, but Birds isn't having it.
Big fight down the middle. The Terror tanks, though, they're doing all sorts of damage against those Lashers. Those Lashers need to back away. Just about get out of there.
Yeah, the Lashers, sort of the counter to the Terror tank, but with Inquisitress there to deal damage to all of them, and the Steel Sworn dealing extra damage to light. Suddenly, Birds is pushed back. He's kind of trapped his Horn mechs in the middle here. This is where I would love to see some more sandbags from Catz to just force these to really be trapped.
The Terror tanks, though, they're causing all sorts of trouble. There aren't that many Horn mechs remaining, and I guess a lot of the resources have been going into making this behemoth. Aerial unit for the Grell, the first we've seen today. It's looking like a beast, but as far as I'm aware, do the Terror tanks have anti-air capabilities? I know some of their turrets do allow them to.
Yeah, they can upgrade into a Gatling turret, which does extra damage to air, but all their turrets can actually hit air now. So Terror tanks are just terrifying all the way around. Boom.
Okay. Well, the behemoth will certainly help deal with all the choke point problems that the Grell might be facing up against. Let's see if he can make some good run-bys with it, maybe. He's going to go for the Terror tank. It might pick one off.
One of these Terror tanks. It's already a zombie.
It's going to be close. He should be able to get it, surely, if he focuses on it. He does.
Yeah.
He might get a second.
That one's not as important to Catz as the one that's still alive. The one that's still alive, pretty strong, but it becomes a zombie too, so its attack, damage, and speed, its move speed, its health, all that is much lower now, so Birds boldly remaking this base right in the face of Catz, saying, I'm not worried about you, I won this fight. And it does look like that was a pretty decisive victory over those Terror tanks.
Yeah, and the question is, can Catz rebuild his army? He's got 4 bases, so he's got the economy for it. The question is whether he can do it quick enough. I suspect he will, because he's quite well cordoned off. It's going to be hard for Burst to deal a sort of an ending blow anytime soon. Catz has got a good supply behind all of this.
Yes, and Catz actually ahead has level 5. Is there an Emperor coming on this map somewhere?
There could be. I mean, he's got the ritual
That says
upgrade.
2 towers. Could be hiding up in the top corner. Is it there? Did it just come out?
Not
If we look
here.
at the north, nope, at the base of birds.
Ah, wait, here. Oh, there we go.
More over.
There
There
we
it
go.
is. He snuck the Emperor into the corner and said, "Guess what? I'm gonna kill your base with this."
Yeah, I was not
And I
expecting to
think
see this
it's
guy.
gonna work.
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's one way to do a run by, but it looks like Bez wants to ignore it and just push down the middle, do some damage of his own.
Yeah. He does, but Catz is actually up in supply too. So while that Emperor won't last for too long, it is gone. It killed the base. It killed the extractors on it too. So rebuilding that base is going to be a lot more time consuming. Birds is saying, "Hey, I'm going to do a death push down the mid," and Catz is actually the one kind of doing a run by from the south.
Oops, sandbags coming on out. Now, the great thing for the behemoths is that they can just ignore the sandbags, right? If they go across them,
Yeah.
although he might not want to with this amount of units coming out for Catz. I don't think he will want to. We'll go for the recall. Was that the recall? No, that isn't. It's actually just around the tower. This is looking a bit terrifying for Birds. He's got a lot of terror. He's got a terror tank on the right. He's also got the Dark Disciples. In fact, there's 2 terror tanks. I'm not so sure about this fight for the Grell.
Now, if this goes down, you see that mist around it. That heals friendly units and damages enemy units. So losing those behemoths is not entirely bad. It kind of keeps the rest of your army in the fight.
Okay, but with 2
These
terror
terror
tanks.
tanks are terrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they just command that central area, but the Grell, they're swarming back. He's still controlling this middle area. He has got his nourishing pods to heal up with as well. So it's a good place to fight with.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to see this next upgrade from the last year. I wonder if Birds knows he didn't make it. Really could use that extra damage against heavy on that last year. These terror tanks would be dying. Sometimes in the heat of battle, when the whole game's moving so fast and you're doing everything possible, you think you start an upgrade and then you realize, oh, I didn't have the money for it, or accidentally didn't start it.
Gallivant's coming on out. He's going to take down the nourishing pods. He's going to make a play down for the middle. That's the top bar ability comes out though for the Legion.
Yep, the
Flaws.
more units you lose, the more top power abilities, the more top power you get. Oh, here's the other. Oh man, look at all of these hallucinated units. They still deal some damage here, so Catz is going to have to respect this and probably back off. That's Flowers, the opposite ultimate from Tree of Life.
There's just so many
and
horned
Birds.
mechs. Like, this is crazy. He's just going to zone off the map.
This is unreal. Yeah, I haven't seen this mixed with Horned Mechs and Behemoths specifically in a while, but this is a really fun way to push back.
Yeah, like, how do you push into this without losing your army? It's crazy. I mean, he has to whittle down the numbers. The terror tanks, they're the ones that are running in terror. Although, eventually now...
Yeah, the
there's a-
hallucinations don't last forever, so they're dying off here. But it was a really fun push. I'm glad it happened.
Yeah, it was fun while it lasted.
What a great way to say, I'm taking this spot. Yeah.
Yeah. Although now the terror tank's kind of caught in a position, right? So if the Behemoth can take a fight, a favourable one, it could work well for him. Although, I don't think he can now. With the thralls on the left side, he has to recall Birds, and he does exactly that. He doesn't manage to recall everything, though. A couple of these spiderlings gonna buy him some time. We're getting to the point where, you know, we're almost 18 minutes into the game, and are some of the bases running out of Hexite, or are they still going good? Looks like they are.
Yeah, I mean, that one will be depleted, as we can see. It depleted a little later than it would have because Birds harassed it early. It's kind of funny the way that sometimes comes back to your favor. But Birds really starting to get decimated here around the map.
Yeah, I mean,
He can
just,
definitely still fight, but it's in Cat's favor pretty
yeah,
heavily.
I feel like this unending army is just doing so much work for the Legion, right? Just these thralls come out of nowhere. There's so many of them now. The supply has just been constantly climbing, and it's got to be because of that last talent. He does lose one of his terror tanks, but just by sheer force, just the sheer number of units. Sure, they're squishy.
Oh, that was nice.
They are getting squished.
Sorry, the behemoth dies right over the thralls, and just a huge hole appears in the middle of the thralls. He's trying to do it again. He's just sacrificing this behemoth to say, maybe I can kill all your thralls.
Yeah, he managed to put
Catz
it
is
away.
wise to it this time, in fact. Yeah.
That's still a good number of thralls, and they're cheap units, right? And so it's a nice way for them just to try and overrun, try and see the end of the game.
Yeah, thralls versus brood guards, so we have a lot of free spiderlings versus free thralls after level 6. It's just swarm on swarm, but I think Catz is getting a bigger and bigger lead with each engagement.
Yo, take a look at this. Got another Emperor.
Oh, yes, now when you sacrifice the thralls for the Emperor, the thralls become zombie thralls. They don't get fully sacrificed. They can still continue to serve the Legion.
Oh, that's a very nice
If that
touch.
Emperor comes out, it's very strong.
Yeah. That's something totally new, right? That these thralls used to get completely taken apart, but now that they're zombified, they can still hold their own a little bit whilst you buy some time.
Yes, it's the zombie horde that we long to see from Legion.
Yeah.
They're pretty slow. They attack pretty slow. It's going to take them a long time to kill that base, but they're not dead. So
Momentum definitely in favor of Catz now. He's attacking on the right, attacking down the center. He's even got a Dreadnought. He's looking good. He's attacking. Yeah, he's slowly but surely pushing his way in. There it is. GG gets called. He
GG.
draws even on the set. 2-2. We're going to head into game number 5. Things are heating up.
The rubber match. We're on to it. What a great series. I'm so glad we were able to see this one and cast this one. We've seen such...
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 5. We are in the depths of this set. It's been a cracking set so far. And to see it all out, in the northwest, spawning in as green as the Protectorate, we've got Catz.
And in the bottom right-hand corner here, in the blue, playing as the Grell, we have Arrival of the Birds.
Moving on out, we've got Tork and Mondar for birds. And for the Legion, we've got, for the Protectorate rather, and Catz, we've got Mera. Going for the middle control tower. You're going to get the critters, and as we've seen in previous games, it looks like Mera typically has a 1-up on Tork and Mondar, but obviously all very dependent on how they use the units. But it's all coming down to the wire. It's been a cracking series so far, and we're going to be ending it on Ascension.
Yeah, it's hard to believe we got a game 5. I'm very excited that we did. Both players are on their last faction. So Catz here on Protectorate, Birds here on Grell. They both won with the Legion now. And Catz has won with the Grell, and Birds has won with the Protectorate. So in theory, they're worst factions, although it doesn't really play out that way all the time. And the last chance for each of them to move on to the round of 4, the first round that gets paid out in this tournament. So you know this is a game that both of them really want to win.
Yeah, they've both got base expansions, so we're not going to be seeing any crazy one base all-ins, which we hardly ever see in Zerospace anyway, so we're seeing a good macro behind this. It looks like Mera going to take out the last of the critters. Tork and Mondar, though, want a piece of action. We start to see the kind of pre-warning about the high-yield flux, which is something that both players will want to consider as they do start building bases outwards. They will want to protect those locations if they can. Let's Tork and Mondar make their movement towards
for sure.
the
That it's a way to tell players, hey, the flux is going to land here in case you want to build defenses around this location or position your army there, get your harvesters there ready for when it drops.
Yeah, speaking of harvesters,
you see Birds there using that ability to slow Mera down a little bit. That was clever to throw that cultivator that expands grass and just blocked Mera for 1 second, just enough to get that harvester to safety.
Yeah, absolutely. Mera was trying to snap a harvester, but as you say, that cultivator play made sure that she didn't. She's a strong lass, isn't she? She's going right up against Tork and Mondar with the melee attack.
Yeah.
Showing no fear.
Yeah, Tork and Mondar being melee can't kite her as well as some of the ranged heroes, so Mera and her increasing attack speed, you can see right here, the brighter that sword glows, the scarier she is. Now she switched to a range attack. Back to melee, sword glowing again.
Oh.
With the with the nourishing pod there, Tork and Mondar got healed up and managed to stay in that fight.
Yeah, and Birds
And
with
really
all 3 control towers, by the way. So talents are going to be coming thick and fast. And it was a nice bit of a demonstration, though, that the fact that Mera can attack buildings and also then take advantage of the increased attack speed, right?
Waiting for mission details, over.
Yeah, definitely. It was a nice move. Was not quite enough with the nourishing pod to take birds on there. Both players having a quick expansion. Looks like their economies are very similar.
Catz just trying to focus
Hero
down the
goes
lashes.
down.
It's a high price to pay. Now, will either player go for third base? That's the big question. Neither player really demonstrating they're doing it just yet. Although they are both banking up a good amount of Hexite to do so if they want to. It does lose a Harvester. It's a nice bit of pick-off. Well, we see an early tech advantage here with the Hellfires on the field now for Catz. I don't think
Hellfires are pretty good against these Lashers.
Yeah, I don't think Birds is going to want to push into that without more of a force. But the great thing for him, he's got all 3 control towers. So he's got his second talent, Flourishment, coming on in. First one for Catz, going for improved veterancy, which is proving to be a really popular first choice of a talent for the Protectorate, especially if it goes late game. You want to keep these units alive for as long as possible, make them veteran, and then, of course, they'll scale that much better.
Yeah, and with the new Protectorate top bar that shields them and gives them an immediate veterancy, it also increases their maximum potential veterancy. So that improved veterancy keeps working throughout the game until they're all the way up to tier 4 or late game even tier 5 of veterancy. So they just get crazy strong if you can keep those tier 5 veterancy units alive.
Yeah, and Birds, he's on the Rich Flux. It's going to be great for his economy.
He's on both Rich Fluxes, so he can guarantee that Catz isn't there. He sees kind of the whole map right now. There's biomass or grass everywhere. Birds almost has map hacks.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that, well, of course, the Protector will go for the advanced factory, looking for the early tech, and he probably will get it in the end, so just as well, because there's looking to be a decently strong push for the Grell, but he's having to head back, right? So, yeah, the good thing for Catz is the longer he stays on the game, you have a tech advantage at least.
Yeah, and a significant supply advantage right now. Birds going up several talents, up a base, but Catz with this push could be really scary. It's possible Catz might be able to negate Bird's whole early game advantage if Birds doesn't respect this push enough.
I feel like the next 5-10 minutes is going to be really crucial. Birds has got to be careful. He's got minimal army. He needs to make sure that he keeps them alive for long enough, and the shields for Mera will help with that. A couple of lashes.
Oh, the Lashers kind of surrounding Mira, taking her down. Oh, meanwhile, the Moran, I didn't see how many things it hit. I was watching the hero get taken down, but Moran Mothership with that bombardment ability and really zone and deal some good damage. Bird's down to 28 supply. The Moran Mothership must have hit something.
Yeah, I mean, Catz is starting to really build up some momentum. Of course, being on 2 bases, he can get a lot more units out a little bit quicker. But the longer it goes, Birds will have a stronger economy with that 3rd base up and running. It's just a case of who takes better fights. And look at all the veterans see on those commandos. It's looking good. These commandos just a little less squishy, a little bit more powerful, and great units to be working with for Catz.
Yeah, and with that jump, they can get away when Birds does decide to dive onto them. And every time he does, that Hellfire is going to deal some damage. Birds might need more tech here himself. Maybe not. He's saying, you know what? I can do this with just Lashers. He got some of his favorite mercenaries, those shock troopers. The Halo tank comes out, but mostly misses its shot. Getting recalled, and it goes down before it can get recalled. That's a really big pickoff for Birds. Picking off the Moran Mothership, too.
Yeah, this is huge. He picked up the Hellfire, he picked up the Moran Mothership, he picked up the Halo tank, and some really good sniping by Birds, I've got to say. And now he's probably feeling confident about that. He can just back away. And he was saying how the next 5-10 minutes was important, and I feel like how Birds is with those pickoffs, he's done a lot of work with minimal units.
Yeah, Catz does have the Strider out on the map, and that's a nice point. There it goes. It sieges up. Now everything around it is stronger. Birds is probably going to need to focus down that Strider. He does have a Harbinger, which is really good against siege units. And sure enough, that Strider will go down. That was a great time to get the Harbinger.
Yeah, absolutely.
52 to 52 supply. But Birds is up a base, and he has all 3 towers, tier 4 talent. That tier 4 talent buffs your entire army. It's really big. Gives them all movement speed. And attack speed in this case. So nice heal from Catz.
Yeah,
Harvester.
He's got some premium units, Catz, but he has lost a couple of them in drips and drabs, and that's what Birds has been doing really well, picking them off, and he's actually starting to gain some momentum himself. You feel like that third base is really starting to kick in now, and Catz is in a tricky position, does have defender's advantage, of course. Got a turret on the platform, so it'll be helpful to defend with, but, I mean, this is a lot of lashes, and he's doing some significant damage, takes out one of the bases, could recall, and there it is, GG gets called, no recall needed.
GG.
Birds will be getting cemented in history, going through to the semi-finals. It was a fantastic set, and boy, what an ending to it. And we'll see you guys in the semi-finals.